that thing you said about school, I work in higher education. I'm doing work right now, which is why I'm up. We started convening something called the Academic Review Board, and I'm kicking people out of my program because we have these things called professional students. And what's happening is the Department of Education is putting these people under review because what they're doing is enrolling and re-enrolling after I drop them so they can get a check. Like they're doing stuff like that, but it's impulsive. I want to switch programs. I want to do this. And then I'll go do their evaluations and looking at the schooling they've done. Ma'am, how do you have 3 associate's degrees and 2 bachelor's degrees? What are you doing?
No, Trigger.
You're a professional student. So this is impulsive behavior to say, I want to do something new now. I want to do something new now.
Trigger. No, there's a deeper reason. I worked in student loan collections. I'm gonna tell you exactly the reason why most people keep going back and forth to school.
To defer them loans.
To defer your student loan.
No, bro, that's one reason they're doing it. Bro.
It's every single time I'm telling you, when that shit go back into repayment and they look and they staring down the barrel of a $900 a month bill, they like fuck that shit.
It's both things though, y'all. Like, but women are also like we're quick to pivot out of situations and out of careers and out of things. Like we're very quick to do that, or if we're doing something one way, we're like, oh, I gotta do it differently. I'm gonna go over here. But I think to your point, Trigger Mike, like it's all, you also don't want to be a nuisance to your husband, right? You don't want to be a nuisance to your family and a nuisance to your child. So you need, as women, we got to learn how to redirect that energy, right? We have to learn how can we channel that in a different way, because you don't want to be an issue and a headache and a pain. You have to learn how to deal with that differently. You don't want to, I make bad decisions. No, my husband chose me because I'm a good decision maker, right? And we agree and go along with his ideology, but I'm not a headache. I make his life easier. He's not problem solving to take care of me like I'm another child. I need to make things easier. So you have to, as women, we have to learn, okay, that energy, if I'm quick to do certain things, that's why it's good to be domesticated. Because if you're quick to do things and you're good at multitasking, that means you can take care of a household. You can pour into your children. You can homeschool if you need to. You can help with your in-laws. You can help with your parents. You can help with your siblings. You can help in the community. You can do different things outside of the home and in the home. So that energy, that quick, let's keep it moving, let's keep it going. You got to learn to channel it a different way and not always like ready to have a midlife crisis and change directions of your life.
So again, I say something real fast, and this goes back to what Trigger Mike said, right? And I see it's kind of some of the things that you're saying, Casey. I think it's all about the type of woman that you're marrying. I think that the one thing that men love about women is the one thing that ends up messing the relationship up. You like that excitement in a woman, right? But that excitement, listen what I'm saying. And the reason, no, what I'm saying, let me Mike, shut the.
That ass will get you every time.
Listen. So what I've noticed, and even I saw the psychologist, she brought this up, right? There are a lot of women, just like the men, they talk about the NBA incident. There are a lot of women who you might find to be boring. She doesn't give you the same excitement, but she's consistent. She's loyal. You feel me? And like Mike said, you may take a little advantage of her, right? Because you see something exciting and you go for the excitement. Because now you got it. You like you got that adrenaline rush. You're like, this is what I want to marry. But just like she came in exciting, she be leaving because she can't sit still. You feel me? She like this. And just like Casey said, now it would be great if you can get her to channel that energy to put it back into the household. But unfortunately, the way things are going in 2024, in this that ain't what's happening. It's too many ways out, right? It's like, oh, this come fine. I have to go live my life. I have to go travel. I got to do all these things, right? And then you realize too late that she wasn't wifey material in the first place. She never could be held down, but you were so amped up in the chasing. Now, some of y'all did it right. You got a wife.
This is what I'm talking about.
You got a wife, and you had a good hit, but some men don't see it. Like some people don't learn that lesson real early. They don't learn that lesson before they go into a marriage, right? They saw it, it was exciting. They like, I got her, and now you don't.
This is that shit that I was just talking about earlier. We came to you with a concern, and you turned around and said, "Man," and you even agreed with the premise of it when Casey said, The reason why we walking away from this shit is because most of us are impulsive decision makers. And you sat there and said, you are absolutely right, Casey. And man was like, yeah, y'all are very impulsive. That's why y'all be walking away from most of these situations. And then you're going to turn around and say, well, fellas, maybe it's the type of woman that you get. If it's all of y'all, God damn it, what's the problem?
Sweet, that's it. That's the problem. Just like all men aren't the same, all women aren't the same. What I'm saying is what we have an attraction to, both men and women. Women tend to go for the guy they should not be dating, right? And men do the same thing. Y'all so busy trying to turn a hoe into a housewife. Every day we talk about how to get an OnlyFans off the ledge. She's OnlyFans.
We ain't talking about turning a hoe into a housewife.
Listen what I'm saying. Let her go be OnlyFans. You need to be dealing with people. He just talked about tribes. You need to be dealing with the person in your tribe who thinks the same. Stop trying to change people's minds.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference.
And the problem, listen to what I'm saying, Sweeney. And the problem with both men and women is we always trying to change our people's mind. Women, you trying to change that bad boy's mind. We know we can get him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't good for us. He's toxic, but he keeps us on our toes. Same thing for men. Do that with women, right? And then you end up getting with these people, and it never works out for you in your favor because you were never supposed to be with each other in the first place.
Here's Hold on, wait, Vince. Here's the difference between what I said and what you just said. We wasn't up here talking about OnlyFans models. We know they are a minority. We wasn't up here talking about women of the night and prostitutes. We know they are a minority. Sure. We ain't talking about Instagram thoughts. We know they are a minority. We talking about women that walk away from relationships for any old reason. That is a majority.
It's not majority because majority of people majority of black women ain't even married. So how is it the majority?
So I'm gonna say this.
The majority of black women not.
Are you kidding?
Oh, let me say this. Let me say this. So just about every book that I've read on relationships, on the men versus women, or men and women differences. Mm-hmm. Every book that I've read, they've always said how women, and just how Casey pointed out, how women tend to be extremely flip-flop. Most men, if not all men, are consistent. They look for women that are consistent in what it is that they give and deliver, so on and so forth. Every single book that I've read in relationships literally say and backs what Casey says. And that is a big problem. You know what I'm saying? Because most men are conflicted by that, because it's how they navigate, is understanding how to navigate through that whole process. So I think that's the bigger issue with it, of the miscommunication of how it is that we need to understand, okay, well, women navigate this way, men navigate this way, you know, and coming to figure out that mutual ground.
I got a question for the guys. For the women that broke up, I'm assuming everybody's been broken up at least one time, right? With a woman? Yes.
Yeah.
How many times did you have a discussion with her about the issue before y'all broke up?
Every single time.
Like multiple, like how many times? Like, was it one time y'all had a discussion? Was it a reoccurring thing? Like,
I'm almost quite sure that it's consistent. The argument that most women have is that men don't communicate how it is that they feel. But the issue is that men communicate it all the time. But the fact that they continue to say it and it goes unnoticed and unheard, they then go into their defensive state of not saying anything anymore, because now there's no point of me saying it. It's me complaining about something that's being said and it's not being acknowledged. This is literally the common state across the nation. So the fact that is a common state across the nation, that can't be by coincidence.